Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for checking out the video. Digmaster81 here. Today I'm kind of sheltered in here in my house. It's gonna start raining in a little bit, and it's gonna be raining for the next couple days, so I'm kind of cooped up in here, not being able to fish. And I decided, if I'm not fishing, I might as well make a fishing video. Today I'm going to answer a gentleman that direct messaged me on my Instagram. He was talking about scent. Does scent help me catch fish? What does scent do for you? Huge debate on scents for any bait that you use. Particularly what I'm using is scent for soft plastics. They have scent for all sorts of baits, including hard baits. Scent on a hard bait? I personally don't think that those are worth it, but today I'm going to be talking about scents for soft plastics. I'm actually on Tackle Warehouse's website right now. And if you get on Tackle Warehouse, you can just see there's like a bunch of scents, a bunch of different kinds. So just be prepared if you want to know all about scents. This is gonna be like a long video, so hope we got your popcorn. There's basically three types of scents you can get. The first kind, and the one that I had the most experience with, is it's not like, it's almost like water. I mean, it's thicker than water, but it's basically like water. Then you got the kind that's kind of almost like a gel, and it feels almost like lotion. It's thicker than lotion, but like it's almost like ointment. Like it's kind of like you rub it on. You basically rub it on your soft plastics. And then they have kinds now that are almost like glue sticks. They come in like a cylinder, and you just kind of like paint it on your lures and stuff. And I've actually used all three of them, and from what I can tell, they pretty much all work the same. I don't think one works better than the other. The only thing I'll say is the glue stick kind are kind of more expensive, but I do think those hold on the bait the best. And then the one that's kind of like a gel is second, and then the one that kind of just washes off, in the water the fastest is the one that's almost like water. So that's the difference between those three. I don't think one catches fish necessarily better than the other. I think it's just kind of figuring out what you want in a scent. The gel kind, you almost have to put it on your hands, rub it on your hands, and then rub it onto the bait. That's the one I probably like the least, just because every individual bait I have to put it onto the bait, the gel, then I have to take my fingers and rub it all over the bait, and then I have to wash my hands off in the water when I'm in my kayak. And that system, I just don't like that too much. The glue stick is alright. I used the glue stick for a while. It was alright. I mean, you just go like this and then cast it out. You don't put it on your hands or anything. The only thing I found about those is a little bit harder to find in stores. I like buying stuff in stores, especially like home-owned tackle shops. I like supporting smaller businesses. They're just kind of harder to find. So basically, the one I buy the most is like the liquid type, and it's almost like a spray. The one I like the most is Baitmate. I'm not sponsored by Baitmate. It's just the stuff that I can find more readily around my area, and it's pretty cheap. And I basically just use the Baitmate Classic, and it comes in a 5-ounce bottle with a little spray nozzle on it and stuff. And I just went like today and just sprayed all my soft plastics. That's the one I like the most. That's the one I use in all of these baits. All of these bags all have Baitmate inside them. What does scent do for you? Because I made the mistake a long time ago putting my baits in tackle boxes instead of bags. I took them out of the bags and put them in tackle boxes, and that kind of forced me. I basically threw away all the bags, and I kind of it sucked. It was bad. Now I still put them in boxes because I like the organization of putting them in boxes. It takes up a little more space, but I do like putting them in boxes. I just put them in the bags, and then I put them in the box. These are all my TRDs. It's got the Baitmate Classic on it. The advantage of scent is when you have a bag, when you have your soft plastics in a bag like this, like in this, it's not really a big issue because these bags are designed to keep your baits moist. But these bags, your baits will eventually dry out. Your baits in those bags will eventually dry out if you did decide to take them out of their original packaging. The scent keeps them lubricated. The scent doesn't evaporate. It doesn't do anything like that. So it'll keep your baits lubricated. I think that's the biggest advantage of using scent. Honestly, it's not even the scent part. It just keeps your soft plastics lubricated. I don't think when fish are really biting, when you're on when you're on a pattern and you're on a bite. Me personally, I don't think scent does anything. I think, you know, I kind of did. I waited to do this video until the season was over because what Christian doesn't know, Christian OPH Outdoors, you know, go like and subscribe to his channel. That was my main channel, and I kind of branched off from his channel. We would go out, we'd use the same bait. We both go out there, and what he didn't know is a lot of my baits had scent on them. And we'd go out there, and I mean, it kind of leaned, you know, maybe his side a little bit, maybe my side, but for the most part, when we catch fish, we're pretty even. We're pretty even. We catch, you know, 25, 30 fish a piece, maybe a little bit more give or take on each of us. What I've learned is when the fish are really biting and you're on a pattern, the scent does nothing. It does absolutely nothing to me. You could have no scent and you'd probably catch the same number of fish. I think where scent really is a big factor is when you're fishing baits that, let's say this is the bass right here and this is my worm. The bass, my fist, and this is the worm. That's so funny. This looks really weird. If this worm's like this and this bass is looking at it, let's say drop shotting for instance. Let's say we're drop shotting. So if you have your drop shot worm right here and the bass is just sitting and looking at it, it's not sure it's gonna bite it. Okay. It's just looking at it. I think scent for me personally, I think it just adds a little. I think it can't do anything but help or do nothing. Which regardless, I think it's a no-brainer to use it. You know, if it does nothing, okay, I spent $5 on a bottle, it's $5. But if it actually had a positive impact on how that fish interacted with my bait, it's totally worth it for a $5 bottle. And I use one bottle to do all of these and probably about 30 or 40 more bags of soft plastics. I think that's a no-brainer to me for scent. So, in my opinion, if you're talking about scent versus no scent, I think scent's definitely worth buying. But don't think you're going to go out there next to a guy with using the same lures and stuff. And don't think he's going to catch nothing and you're going to catch like 40 fish because you have scent. It's not like that. I think scent on a normal day will get you one extra bite, maybe two. When me and Christian go out and fish, you know, if we have a really huge day and catch like 40 fish a piece, I might catch 41. You know, I don't think it's a huge. I don't think there's a huge difference. I think the biggest, you know, change you get is when you're fishing baits where the fish just stare at it and they're just looking at it. You know, if you just jig on the bottom of water or a soft plastic or you're fishing a drop shot, shaky head, things like that, where it's just sitting on the bottom and you're dead sticking it and the fish are just looking at it, I think you may get an extra bite. You may, or you may not. I think for $5, it's a cheap thing, and the reason I use Baitmate is, the reason why I use Baitmate is, at the end of the day, it doesn't smell. When you actually smell it, it doesn't smell bad at all. There's some scents that smell like complete garbage, and I don't recommend those, but that's kind of my take on scent. I hope that helps you guys. I've been doing a lot of rambling. I've been kind of talking about it and going into random different points. If you caught anything for this video, you know, like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you guys soon.